Parents in Aledo say the school district isn't doing enough after their children were called slaves in a student group chat. Aledo ISD disciplined the students involved for setting up a racist Snapchat group on social media. But some parents told Rebecca Lopez the district isn't even listening to their concerns.
Today, I stand to make it very clear. Our sons are not victims. They were targeted in a racially charged incident, terroristic threat, and subjected to racism.
The parents of two black students who say their children were targeted in a racist social media group stood together and are speaking out.
I will not let this incident, this town, or the media victimize our sons. So stop victimizing them. They stood up for themselves.
Their sons came to them after they were sent screenshots from that group that initially called itself Slave Trade and pretended to auction off their sons, one for $1 and another for $100.
I am proud of them because instead of letting something that was meant to dehumanize, belittle, and embarrass them, they, our sons, are using it to elevate themselves and the people in their school and our community.
The parents say they went to the principal and administrators demanding transparency and for the district to detail what happened. They say instead the district issued a general statement saying racial harassment and cyberbullying had occurred and assigned disciplinary consequences.
The Aledo ISD administrators injured our sons and our families more so by not being entirely truthful nor transparent about the severity and degree of this racially charged hateful behavior.
The parents are now demanding the district provide mandatory racial and cultural awareness training and come up with a policy to punish racist behavior more harshly. The district declined to comment today. The parents say they're not going anywhere and say they will continue to demand change.
We will be part of the change because our sons deserve it.
In Aledo, I'm Rebecca Lopez.